The catastrophic floods in central Texas last Friday are just the latest example of a meteorological extreme converging with societal vulnerability that results in tragic consequences. In this case, America's deadliest rainfall flood since 1976. Now, historically, flooding is the #1 storm-related cause of weather fatalities. Each dot on this map marks the location of a deadly flood in the 15 years from 2006 to 2020. The colors draw attention to the hot spots, with yellow indicating the highest frequency, and note the maximum in central Texas, a region where flash flooding is common enough that it's called Flash Flood Alley. This area lies in a part of Texas known as the Hill Country, a largely rural region north and west of San Antonio, where rivers run through rugged valleys and rapid runoff of rainfall is the norm. Kerr County, where most of the deaths occurred last week along the Guadalupe River, sits in the heart of Hill Country. Here's a look at rainfall estimated from radar and observations between 11 p.m. on July 3rd and 5 a.m. on July 4th, a 6-hour period when some of the heaviest rain fell. Once again, I've outlined Kerr County. That dollop of white indicates more than 9 inches of rain over an area just upstream from the summer girls' camp where more than 24 people died. The most dramatic rise I've seen from an official river gauge was almost 30 feet in just 3 hours, about 5 miles downriver from that camp. It's worth noting that more than a dozen summer camps in this area are in or adjacent to high-risk flood zones, according to FEMA. In part, the deluge was instigated by the remnant circulation of Tropical Storm Barry, which came ashore in Mexico a few days earlier and slowly tracked north, bringing near-record moisture levels for early July into Texas from the Gulf. On the evening of July 3rd, likely flash flooding in the Texas Hill Country was highlighted in a special rainfall statement from the National Weather Service, as moist low-level southerly winds fed slow-moving thunderstorms in an unstable atmosphere capable of 3-inch-per-hour rainfall rates over the hilly terrain. And in fact, this event was well anticipated by the Weather Service. A flood watch was issued the day before, the first warning of life-threatening flash flooding that also triggered alerts on cell phones went out more than 3 hours before the first flooding reports. I see no evidence that recent cuts at the Weather Service played a role in this event, though this case highlights the limits of predictability. Modern forecasting is quite good at knowing generally when and where the atmosphere is ripe for extreme precipitation, but pinpoint rainfall forecasts are an illusion even a few hours before the event. As a result, especially when life-threatening weather is possible, getting frequent updates from your trusted weather source is essential to know when the situation goes from bad to worst case. In this deadly flood, there were significant challenges getting the word out. It was late at night, and the local warning dissemination system was inadequate. Stay tuned. Our extended forecast is next.